So here I am at the Richmond Bakery. So all us riders for years, we'd ride for miles and miles all the way out to Colebrook, and do like 150k, 160k, 100-mile rides, and we'd always stop here on the way back. I'm not going to eat this, I'm taking home for Alison, but this is what we'd come for, the apple cakes from the Richmond Bakery. They're absolutely amazing. The lady said to me in there, will that make it home? And I said, yeah, it will. Of course, I'm not eating a lot of carbs at the moment, and I've got a skinny latte with no sugar. But yeah, look, I couldn't make the video out there. There was a couple of Asians kept on hanging around me. Nothing wrong with Asian people, I love Asians, but they just kept on hanging around. The little kid was hanging around me and I couldn't really make my video. Oh shit, that's as good as ever. One sweetener, one little sugarine thing. But anyway, like I was saying, today, I've got the high vis on because riding along Richmond can be a little bit hairy when those big trucks come past, when they're going either way. And there's a good burrs on the side of the road now, so the riders have got that much each side of the road for most of the way. It used to be hard in your mouth all the way from Richmond, from Cambridge to Richmond, or from Richmond to Cambridge. It was hard in your mouth stuff, really. Two of those big sand trucks would go past, or gravel trucks, and your bike would be going on the road like this. So yeah, especially when you're riding solo. I don't like riding in group rides. They can be a little bit arrogant, the riders, sometimes, and just think they own the road. And coming from a rider, that's saying something, but some riders are a bit arrogant. I'm sorry, some riders are very fucking arrogant, actually. I used to go on a group ride and they said, no, it's okay, just let them wait, while you hog the road. And I was thinking, what the fuck, are you serious? No wonder you get your bloody horns bit that. But anyway, just wanted to say, that's my only poison today, caffeine. Today, 10 years is the first exercise I've done with no medication in my system. Like, I've got 1,300 new followers. Thank you very much. It's very motivating people. But the reason why I had my account private for so long, because I was, dependent on Oxycontin, which I was told I was going to need for the rest of my life for this spinal condition. This is by rheumatology, the top rheumatologist in Hobart. Said that's just the way it's going to be, little darling. You're going to be on it for the rest of your life. You've been dealt the shit of shit hands. They were the words she said to me. You've been dealt the shit of shit hands with this disease in my spine. So anyway, you just take it and you think, oh yeah, that's good. It's good for about 2 or 3 months until it gets its claws stuck into you, and then you're fully dependent on it, like I was for the last, since 2016, 17. Like, it ruined my physical life. Even though I was still exercising, I couldn't really do really good exercise like I do now. I can feel air going right down in the bottom of my lungs, something I haven't felt for so long. So therefore your legs get more oxygen so you can crank, especially on the bike. So, I can't believe how I feel. Like, people sometimes, when I get a little bit excited, saying, girl, what are you on? I'm on nothing now. Absolutely nothing. I stopped the metazapine a couple of days ago. I woke up this morning, I had the biggest stretch. It was just like, Jesus Christ. I've just wasted 8 years of my life. 8 years of my life. I can't get them back. And had leukemia in the middle of that, or towards the end of it, in 2022, 2023. Acute myeloid leukemia, I'm in remission for that. So, that's not great. So the time, my remission looks like it's going to be good, but, there's no cure for acute myeloid leukemia at this stage. Hopefully it will be one day. So, like I said, while I'm in remission, like, I'm training for the London Marathon after I get back from the overland track in a couple of weeks, then pushing for a Boston qualifier to get back to Boston in 2027 for my 5th Boston Marathon. Like I said yesterday, I reckon I could still run it in about the time I used to run it in, even though it's been 10 years. I know how to run Boston now, and I know how to train for Boston. You need to train and get those quad stuff running down some hill. Not only uphill, a lot of downhill, to really toughen up your quads and get in the gym and toughen up your quads. So there's so many things I can do with my core and my quads to run a really good Boston, I think. So yeah, that's the plan, to get back to Boston. Wind's in my back all the way back today. I was going to ride up over Grass Tree Hill, but I've decided to go out and back. But then instead of going back, I'm going to veer left and head down towards the beaches, 7 Mile Beach and Lauderdale and Roaches Beach, and probably do 100 Ks today, hopefully. And that's not bad first out. First exercise with no pain medication or SRNI or SSRI medication in my system. And honestly, I think some of those, I was just talking to a lady in there, she was on metazapine too, and she agrees it can make you more anxious. So great for sleep though, great for sleep. Yeah, afternoon sleeping, night sleeping, but the average person doesn't want that. Fair enough if you're retired and you want to feel like that all your life, but I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel alive. Jesus, I can't believe it. First exercise in 10 years and I'm out here by myself. It was so good. I can't describe it. It's just like, it's mind-blowing. It really is. I could eat that apple cake just for the sake of it, you know? But, yeah, God, I just can't believe it. 10 years. First exercise in 10 years without even a ibuprofen or a paracetamol in my system. My back's not even aching. That's the crazy thing. I think some of those SRI and SNRI medications made my back worse and anxiety worse. And I've been trying those for 3 years now since I finished leukemia treatment, because I did get anxious and depressed after that, thinking leukemia was going to come back and I was going to, leukemia death is one of the worst leukemias, one of the worst cancers to die from, because when leukemia starts building up in your bones, all your bones crack from the inside the one time, so the pain's off the charts. And my haematologist said the best you can hope for is a brain bleed in your sleep, because you don't want to bleed out, because some people actually, when they have no platelets or low platelets, they bleed internally, so they start bleeding out their nose, their eyes, their ears, their mouth and their penis and their backside, and every hole in your body you bleed out of. He said that's a horrible way to die, but he said your bones breaking all at the same time is the worst way. He said no morphine stops that pain. So anyway, shit happens. I'm not worried about that at this stage. I'm more worried about getting back in one piece. Have a good day.